Good morning, grade 5 students, and welcome to our English video lesson. Today, we will continue studying Module 3, Quiz Part 2. Our lesson today is going to be based on the previous lesson, but we will be looking at the grammar. Let's take a look at our learning objectives for today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the comparative form of regular and irregular adjectives. Use the comparative form correctly in speaking and writing. For our lesson today, we will be looking at student book page 31 and workbook page 26. Make sure you open the right pages. Our lesson today will be about adjectives. Do you know what's an adjective? Or when do we use it? Well, an adjective is a word used to describe a noun. You can use it to describe different things like taste, color, smell, size, and all the other things that you can see in this picture. Let's play a quick game. Take a look at these 3 sentences and try to find the adjectives. There is one adjective in each sentence. Remember, the adjective is the word that describes a noun. Pause the video until you are done. Okay, let's see number 1. The adjective is happy. Why? Because we described Ahmed with it. Ahmed is happy. Ahmed is a noun and happy is an adjective. Okay, now let's go to number 2. The adjective is heavy. What did we describe with heavy? The boy or the box? That's right, the box. The last one, it's very easy. You're right again. It's the word cloudy. Good job. Take a look at this picture. There are 2 animals, the lion and the cat. I can describe the lion by itself and say, the lion is big. And I can describe the cat by itself and say, the cat is small. But what if I want to describe both of them in one sentence using one adjective? To do so, we use the comparative form. What is the comparative form? It's when we compare between 2 people, 2 animals, or 2 things. For example, the cat is smaller than the lion. Notice, I described 2 animals in one sentence using one adjective only. So, how can we compare between 2 people or 2 things or 2 animals using one adjective only? Let's look at this structure. The cat is smaller than the lion. What do you notice? What happened to the adjective? Do you see any changes? Well, if the adjective is short, 6 letters or less, we add er at the end of the adjective and we put the word than after it. Let's do a quick practice together. In the following sentences, I want you to make changes to the adjectives between brackets to make them in the comparative form. Let's do number 1 together. The car is, space, fast, the bike. Notice, I'm describing 2 things using one adjective only. So, I will add er at the end of the adjective, then I will put the word than. So the answer will be like this. The car is faster than the bike. Pause the video for a few seconds and try to do the other 2 sentences by yourself. Ready to check your answers? Let's go. Number 2, the answer is shorter than. Number 3, the answer is older than. Good job. So, As you can see in the table, all we do to change the adjective is add er at the end, and then we add the word than. Some of the short adjectives are special. You have to make small changes to them before you add the er at the end. For example, take a look at this sentence. The lion is bigger than the cat. What do you notice? What happened to the word big? Did we only add er at the end? No, we doubled the letter G. Why did we do so? Well, if we have one of these vowels, A, E, I, O, U, before the last letter, we double the last letter, then we add er. There is another special short adjective. Look at this sentence. The lion is heavier than the cat. What do you see? Which letter has changed when we added the er at the end of the adjective? That's right. The letter Y at the end is no longer there. It's changed into an I. So, if the last letter of the short adjective is Y, we change it into I, then we add er. It's now time to practice. Take a look at these sentences and focus on the adjectives between brackets. Then choose which spelling is correct. Which comparative form are we going to use to complete the sentence? Let's see number 1. Tea is hot than juice. Which spelling is correct, the first one or the second one? Yes, that's true, the first one. Why? Well, we doubled the letter T because it's the last letter in the adjective and there is a vowel before it. Good job! Let's see number 2. Gold is shiny than metal. Should we choose the first spelling or the second one? Yes, this time we will choose the second one. Why? Because the last letter of the adjective is Y, and we must change it into I, then add er. Well done! Now, not all adjectives have the same length. Some adjectives are long, very long, like this adjective, dangerous. So we cannot add er at the end of this adjective or it will be too long and very difficult to say. So what should we do? If we have a long adjective and we want to compare between two things or two people or two animals, we don't add er at the end of the adjective, but we add the word more before the adjective. Like this example, the lion is more dangerous than the cat. Okay, you know what time it is now. It's time to practice together. Read these two sentences and choose the correct form of the comparative adjective to complete the sentence correctly. Pause the video for a few seconds and come back when you are ready to check your answers. Okay, ready to check your answers? Let's go! In number 1, the correct answer is more expensive. Why? Because it's a long adjective, so we cannot add er at the end. What about number 2? Is it a short adjective or a long one? Exciting. That's right, it's a long adjective. Why? Because it's more than 6 letters long. So the right answer is more exciting. Excellent. Let's move on to the last form of the comparative adjectives. Remember when we said there are good verbs and naughty verbs? Well, there are also good adjectives and naughty adjectives. Why are they naughty? Well, because they do not accept the er at the end. Who are the naughty adjectives? There are only 4. Take a look at this table. So as you can see in the table, we don't add er at the end of these four adjectives, but we change the entire word. So bad will be worse, good will be better, far will be further, much or many will be more. Let's practice. Let's do number 1 together. The weather is good yesterday. Use the table to change the adjective between brackets and make it in the comparative form. The sentence will be like this. The weather is better than yesterday. We did not add er because it's an irregular adjective. Can you do number 2? Look at the table and change the adjective. You're right. The sentence will be like this. My house is further than my friend's house. Excellent. For more practice on all the adjectives, the short, the long, the regular, and the irregular, go to your workbook page 26, exercise 2, and complete the sentences with the comparative form of the adjective between brackets. Before you change the adjective, ask yourself, is the adjective short or long, regular or irregular? Let's do number 1 together. The adjective between brackets is good. It's an irregular adjective, so we cannot add er at the end. We will change the word and it will become better. Tariq is better than me. Now, pause the video and try to finish all the sentences by changing the adjectives between brackets. Are you done? Are you ready to check your answers? Here we go. Now, please open your student book page 31. This is the lesson from the day before. Do you remember what the lesson was about? It was about busy undergrounds, tall skyscrapers, and other things. We will use the information and the pictures in this lesson to do the next activity. It's time for you to chat. Go to exercise number 3 and ask your friends, which skyscraper is taller or which underground is busier? And they will answer you. Then they will ask you a different question and you will share your answer with them. Remember to start your question with which. And don't forget, when you are comparing, there are short adjectives and long ones. We have finished our lesson for today, so let's take a look at what we have done. Number 1, we identified the comparative form of regular and irregular adjectives. Number 2, we used the comparative form correctly in speaking and in writing. Thank you, Grade 5, for watching this video and see you soon. Goodbye.